Yo, it's your boy GT here from the Gangster Times. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit me up on Instagram, which is gangstertimes_official, and on my Snapchat, type in the search box. Man has been jailed for 11 years after targeting an ATM in Hessel during a spree of attacks on cash machines across the country, causing over £60,000 worth of damage. George Tunney of HMP Hull, who's 24 years old, was sentenced at York Crown Court on Tuesday after targeting 9 ATMs across Yorkshire and Nottinghamshire just a few months after being released from prison. Tunney was charged with conspiracy to cause explosions, conspiracy to burgle, theft and handling stolen goods following the offences committed in January and March last year. They were all caught on CCTV and showed him using stolen vehicles. Tunney began the offences in January 2020, firstly targeting 3 ATMs on January the 6th, including Cantley Post Office near Doncaster, Barclays Bank at Lakeside in Doncaster, and Barclays Bank in Hessel. It's told at the time how a cash machine outside a bank in Hessel had been blown up by a gas explosion. Police had cordoned off the area surrounding the Barclays Bank in Ferriby Road following the explosion, which happened in the early hours of the morning. People living nearby said they could smell smoke after the explosion, which blew up the machine and the wall around it, completely destroying the ATM. Following this, on January the 7th, police said Tunney attempted again at the Co-op and Dystart Road in Grantham and a post office in Mansfield. Tunney was unsuccessful in accessing any cash, but caused several £1,000s worth of damage to the business owners. On January the 10th, Tunney targeted Spaceway service station in Nether Poppleton. He again caused thousands of pounds worth of damage and this time stole over £57,000 in cash from the ATM. In a second spate of attempted thefts in March, Tunney targeted the post office in Leicestershire, the Jet Garage in Adwick near Doncaster, and an ATM at the Co-op in Starbeck near Harrogate. And one of these attempts saw Tunney steal over 35 grand in cash. Around 2 a.m. on March the 10th, a few days after the second spate of attacks, North Yorkshire police officers spotted one of the stolen vehicles near York. The vehicle took off at speeds as officers followed it, with the pursuit continuing for some distance. The vehicle then drove on the wrong way of a roundabout before travelling along the wrong side of the A64 dual carriageway. Shortly after, it was seen to crash into the car park barriers at the MacArthur Glen York designer outlet. Officers began searching the area with no gain until a helicopter spotted a heat source close to the River Ouse. Upon investigating more closely, officers located the suspect hiding in a tree trunk where they were subsequently arrested. Tunney pleaded guilty to all charges and was sentenced to 11 years in prison and was banned from driving for 8 years. North Yorkshire Police Detective Superintendent Fran Norton said, "The sentence given to Tunney today is a clear demonstration that this type of crime will not be tolerated." Not only did Tunney and his associates endanger many lives through the dangerous use of explosives, some of which were deployed at fuel forecourts, they caused well in excess of £60,000 damage to a number of businesses. These businesses provide essential local services to their communities, and many were out of use for extended periods of time whilst repairs were made. This has been an extensive investigation supported through Safer Cash and the companies affected by these crimes, with many lines of inquiry progressed to ensure these offenders face the consequences of their actions. Madness. So what you guys think to that? A man has been jailed for blowing up ATMs and he tried to hide from police in a tree, and he's been sentenced to 11 years in prison for a similar spate of attacks. Now, whilst I was doing this video, I was thinking, I've done something like this before previously, and I realised that actually I made a video on his Code about 6 months before, so I'm going to add that here now, linked to the same case. Squires is 38 years old, from Norfolk, a 16-year-old, and a third man who has yet to be sentenced were found hiding in a hollow tree by a police helicopter using thermal imaging equipment. Their first target in the early hours of March the 4th was a post office in Leicestershire, where they pumped gas into the ATM and lit a fuse to try and blow it out of the wall. When that failed, they drove to the Jet Garage in Adwick near Doncaster at around 3:15 a.m. the same day. This time they succeeded in stealing £35,130. A third cash machine was targeted unsuccessfully at the ATM at the Co-op in Starbeck near Harrogate shortly after 1 a.m. on March the 6th. 4 days later, their stolen car was spotted near York by officers who followed it as it reached speeds of over 100 miles per hour. It then drove the wrong way around a roundabout and the wrong side of the A64 before being seen to crash into car park barriers at the MacArthur Glen York designer outlet. Police eventually caught up with them close to the River Ouse. Squires was sentenced to 8 years and 6 months in prison and was disqualified from driving for 7 years after pleading guilty at an earlier hearing to conspiracy to commit burglaries, conspiracy to cause explosions, and aggravated vehicle taking. The teenager, who's from Doncaster, was charged with the first two offences, received a 2-year detention and training order after being found guilty following a trial. North Yorkshire Police Detective Superintendent Fran Norton said their actions had been extremely dangerous, particularly on the garage forecourt, and showed no regard for the safety of neighbours. She said the attack also caused extensive damage to the businesses targeted and meant that these vital local services were unavailable for the community whilst being repaired. Added to all of this are the highly irresponsible actions of the driver as they fled from the police, endangering the lives of many road users and causing further damage. This has been an extensive investigation supported through Safer Cash, which is a security initiative hosted by the British Security Industry Association, and the companies affected by these crimes, with many lines of inquiries progressed to ensure these offenders face the consequences of their actions. So crazy news there coming out of Yorkshire, where raiders who blew up an ATM and stole £35,000 were found hiding in a hollow tree by a police helicopter. Let me know what you guys think. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it real. As I mentioned in my video yesterday, if you are interested in purchasing any cryptocurrency, then I put a link in the description below on the app that I'm using, which is called SWISSBORG. SWISSBORG is a platform which helps users create and manage their crypto portfolios, and in my opinion, it's an easy and intuitive way to manage the crypto wealth. And in my opinion, it's much better than Coinbase, even though it doesn't offer as many coins they do. However, the fees are much cheaper. In the coming weeks, I'll be making a video with regards to review on SWISSBORG, because I feel as though it's not just only cryptocurrency you can purchase from there. I feel as though that they've got much more to offer, because they're actually a wealth management platform, and they want to provide the users with an infrastructure and tools to manage their cryptocurrency investments more efficiently. So if you're interested, the link is in the description below, and if you've got any questions, just drop them in the comments. But just to let you know, I'm not a financial advisor. If you're putting in money, you're putting it in at your own risk. But for me, I think SWISSBORG is a fantastic platform for cryptocurrency. And also, if you join up, you get entered into a lottery. So if you put in the first £50, you can get up to $100. Now, I say up to $100 because the most I've seen a person get is $15, and the least I've seen a person get is $2. But in the end, it's free crypto. So if you're interested, click in the link in the description below, and I'll be making a video on this soon.